The East End, mate. Everyone round here's got a tall tale to tell about the old gangsters. I've heard them all. The blood, the guts, the glory. To us.
The city we love the most.
In these old stories you used to hear, I don't suppose anyone ever mentioned John Morgan, did they?
It's personal.
I just want people to know who and what you really are.
An Englishman's home is his castle. Your defences are gone, your drawbridge is down. You've been taken over, and you're queen.
Hell must be empty. It's all the devils are here.
Sometimes in life, if you want to catch the bad guy, you have to become the bad guy.
How about that for happy families?
Thomas, it's up for grabs now! Thomas! Right at the end! And it's Tony Adams put through by Steve Ball. Would you believe it? Welter! Patrick Vieira is in for Arsenal and sweeps it home. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent. He stripped it away from Carr. Henry! And it's Arsenal. Arsenal FC. With my fervency. It's time to go.
And good morning, everyone. Hope you're all well. Kenny's been a bit delayed, but we'll carry on for a minute because he's just been a bit delayed. I don't know if when he can get on, but if he can get on at all, we'll hopefully he should be on. I hope you're all well. Let's have a look at your comments. Hope you're well. Before we get started on the good morning, James. Good morning, Dab. Good morning, is that Carrie? Morning, Carney. Or morning, Diego. Let's have a look. What's going on? James Dunlop is in the building as well. Morning, Randy. Morning, Connor. Morning, London boy. And of course, morning to it's Ads here. Morning, Ads. Hope you're well, mate. And yeah, so at this moment, Kenny's not here. I'd like to know what you think of the European list before we go into the games with Kenny. Hopefully, he'll be on soon. Before we go into those games, let's look at the European draws. Arsenal have got quite a nice draw compared to every other. Manchester United, I think, have got a good draw. There should be no excuses, really. Yes, there'll be difficult opponents in Slavia Prague. They beat Rangers and Leicester City, but we should be okay there. Then it's a possible meeting with our old friend Mr. Emery in the semi-final. So it's not a bad passage to the final where I think we could be playing Manchester United in the final the way it looks. Although they've got a tricky one after Granada, which they should comfortably get through. They've got Ajax or Roma, which will be very, very difficult. But judging by the two-legged tie with AC Milan I think they should get to the final as well. So it should be an Arsenal-Man United final in Poland. Maybe with the COVID and everything, maybe they should move it back to Wembley. I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts on it all. Prague have done well, says James, but you do need to beat them. If you don't, then questions will need to be asked towards the club. Yeah, well, that's very true. But don't remember, we are on a project here, according to most of our fans. Claude, do you wish we should concentrate on the cup as we can? Yeah, I think there's a little there's a little chance in the what you call it in the league to get in top four. Very slim chance. If we beat West Ham on Sunday, we certainly close the gap. But we'd have to win about the next. We have 10 games left. I think we'd have to win about eight or nine out of them 10 games to do it. But there is a big possibility that we can do it, and we shall see. Just getting a message from him. Hold on a minute, everyone. Yeah. Let's have a look at your messages. What you think? We are in it to win it, says Michelle. Good morning, says Static. Nigel and Nigel's in the building as well. I don't know about Legend, mate. I would say Legend, but thank you very much anyway. Still waiting for old Kenny to come on. I don't know what's happened to Kenny this morning. But let's have a look at it. You can put your predictions in. So if you want to put your predictions into the games as well, you're quite welcome. I'm going to start doing the FA Cup first, because then we'll go on to the Premier League, because the FA Cup. And the first game I'm going to talk about is the one that's played in not long. I think about 12 or 12:30 is Bournemouth versus Bournemouth against Southampton. I think Southampton will have a bit too much for them, really, to be honest with you. But you never know in the cup what can happen. But I think Southampton's attacking play, the way they play their game, I think they'll have far too much for Bournemouth. I'm going to go 3-0. I'm going to go 3-0 to Bournemouth. By the way, sorry about I've got really bad sniffles this morning. I do apologise. I'm going to go 3-0 to Southampton. Sorry, did I say 3-0 to Southampton? I don't know what you people in the chat think. Let's have a look what you lot in the chat think. Anyone wants to predict that score? No, I don't think 2-1. You say? Let me see if I can get Kenny on. I don't know what's happening this morning. Let's have a look and just see what's going on here. What's going on here? He's trying to send me a message through, but I don't know what he's saying. So everyone is confident Southampton. Michel says Southampton 3-0. James Diego says, hold on, I'm just going to see what's going on here. People don't understand what's going on in this morning. Yeah, Kenny's on the phone to me. Hello, Kenny. Yeah, I sent it. I sent the link. The link is there, isn't it? I sent you it earlier. Well, on I sent it on Twitter, didn't I? Oh, minute. All right. All right then. All right. Oh dear, oh dear. Can you all bear with me? I'm going to put this ad on for a minute, yeah? While I sort this out. 1 minute. There we go. 1 minute. Where is it?
The East End, mate. Everyone round here's got a tall tale to tell about the old gangsters. I've heard them all. The blood, the guts, the glory.
To us.
The city we love the most.
In these old stories you used to hear, I don't suppose anyone ever mentioned John Morgan, did they?
It's personal.
I just want people to know who and what you really are.
An Englishman's home is his castle. Your defences are gone, your drawbridge is down. You've been taken over, and your queen.
Hell must be empty. It's all the devils are here.
Sometimes in life, if you want to catch the bad guy, you have to become the bad guy.
How about that for happy families?
Well, I don't know where Kenny is. He should be here any minute now. I don't know what's happening near the internet this morning. I don't know what's going on anymore. But most of you are saying Southampton win, by the way. There's oh, well, this is the thing when you do things live, everything, when it goes wrong, doesn't it? So, yeah, that film is about to come out on the 29th of March. It should be a good one. Look out for it. 29th of March, Nemesis. Our friend from... He won't be too happy. Our friend from Tottenham, Danny Bear, is in that, and as well as Bill Murray. What a very, very good cast, and should be quite enjoyable. And look who's involved. Kenny Ken. What's happening, Kenny? What is happening this morning, mate?
Right, I want to apologise. Been late. There's been an emergency at home, a massive emergency. So
is everything okay, mate? Is everything okay?
Yep. Just a massive emergency.
No one is hurt or anything.
No, not at all. It's just a
emergency thing that no one's hurt or anything like that.
Yeah, so sorry about that. And most importantly, Claude, as well, it seems that Twitter's down.
Okay.
Twitter's down as well.
What do you mean it's down?
Well, I had to copy the link onto the WhatsApp. So because I copied it onto WhatsApp, that's how I was able to get in, because it doesn't seem to be getting in through Twitter.
Oh, no, that is strange. Yeah. Oh, right. I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. That is strange, isn't it? What was you getting on when you pressed it? Just not coming through at all.
No, it just said Safari wasn't opening up the connection. So I thought, right, let me just copy it onto the link.
Yeah. Anyway, never mind. That's another time. We were talking about Southampton Bournemouth game. I think it's Bournemouth is at home. But quick prediction on that one, Kenny.
Southampton Bournemouth in the FA Cup. I'm going for Southampton. They're too strong, and they're very inconsistent in the league. But the thing about Southampton, they've got their first choice defence back. They've got Walker-Peters back. They've got Benderek back. No, it's not Benderek. Bertrand back. So I think in terms of like the balance of their team, they're very, very good. And plus, they kept on fit. The only player they're missing is Danny Ings because of injury. But Che Adams has kind of stepped up to the breach. So although Bournemouth are looking to get into the FA Cup, I still think that in terms of it's a good adventure for them. But I think that their priorities probably is going to be like promotion back into the Premiership. Saying that, it's a derby, and you know what derby matches are like, as we saw last week. They're very important, and they're the be all and end all everything. So
what are you going on the score prediction on this?
I'm going to go for.
I've gone for a Southampton comfortable win, but what you actually going? What score would you give?
This sounds really perverse, right? Because remember last week we saw Southampton play Brighton, and I had Southampton winning, and Brighton managed to get the win. 2-1. So I'm going for extra time.
Ooh.
Extra time. I'm going for
1-1 or 0-0. 1-1 0-0.
I'm going to go 1-1, and then Southampton win it in extra time 2-1.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough, Kenny. So that's what. Going on to the other game tonight. Everton and Man City. Everton home to Man City. Everton have got. I thought. Okay, Kevin, seems like World War 3 is going on in your house, mate.
Don't worry about it. Ignore it. It's just treat it like a crowd scene. Like I'm in a bus or something.
No, I'm really joking, Kenny. So Everton at home to Man City. Man City. I was fancying Everton to watch, but they've got quite a few injuries in this game and quite a few key players there. So
Everton missing a goalie, aren't they?
As well as key players. I think the two key players are out as well. I'm going to go Man City to win. As it's an FA Cup, I think it will be close, though. Still close. 2-1 to Man City.
I think Man City got no injuries. They're playing for places. They got a little break now because they know who they're getting in the quarterfinals and possible semi-finals as well. Guardiola, Shevchenko's talked about quadruples. And because he's been talking about quadruples, I think that in that respect, Man City are going to go strong. I think Everton are probably going to look to cement the European place of probably top 4. So I'm going for a 3-1 City.
Fair enough. Then there's the games tomorrow. First of all, I think Chelsea, Sheffield. I don't know. Are Chelsea at home? I'm not sure on it.
Chelsea at home.
Sheffield United. That should be quite a comfortable afternoon for Chelsea. They might feel the effects of the other night. I doubt it, but I still think they'll win comfortably.
I can't hear me.
Sheffield United are in a mess at the moment, and with no real manager in charge. They've got a caretaker manager. I'm going to go 3-0 to Chelsea.
Same thing to me. I'm going 3-0 as well.
3-0.
Yeah, I'm going 3-0 Chelsea. Chelsea are playing really well. Like they're comfortable in terms of their skin, in terms of getting into Europe, and because they're comfortable in their skin getting into Europe, I can only see it going one way. Sheffield United will give it a go because Higginbottom is going to want some sort of reaction going into the relegation games, which they're going to be. But I think it's one of the things. I think Sheffield United fans want to go one better than they did last season, because last season we knocked them out of the quarterfinals. So it'll be a big game for Sheffield, and they give their all. But if you look at Sheffield, because their strikers don't score enough goals, the pressure's going to be on their midfield and their defence. And that's where last season, when their strikers weren't scoring enough goals, they're getting goals from other areas because of the way they're playing, and they're a first choice side. But this time, Chelsea just too strong for them. 3-0.
Okay. By the way, big up Bits and Bobs. He's in the chat. He's saying thank you for last night. No, thank you, mate, for having me on. It was a really good night. Everyone that hasn't seen it, Bits and Bobs, it's the channel last night. It was a great chat about my personal YouTube experience, and talking about Arsenal and talking about a lot of things in general regarding racism and everything else. So please give it a watch. It was on last night, but it's it'll be on there. So give that a big watch. Really nice guy who's really trying to build his channel up, and good luck to him. Although he's a Manchester United fan, he's a lovely guy. And by the way, Bob will be looking forward to previewing the final with you when we play you in Poland, mate. Yeah.
One go.
I think that's a certainty this year. Arsenal Man United final. You can all book it up. Poland, here we come. There we go. I'm convinced of that. And really, really nice guy, and I really appreciate him coming on. I really appreciate going on his show, and hopefully one time if he's got time, he'll come on mine as well. Kenny, what we're talking about Chelsea, Sheffield United. We've gone through that one now. We've done Sheffield United. What's the last game? Hold on.
We've got 2 more matches, innit? You've got 2 tomorrow. You've got Leicester versus Man United.
No, we've done Chelsea, we've done Everton, and we've done Southampton. We've got one left. It's Leicester Man U, is it?
Yeah, Leicester Man U.
Is it where I should? Was it?
That's at King Power Stadium.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, because Leicester starting to find a little bit of form. They were quite ruthless in there against Sheffield United the other week. I thought, although in the night Nacho's performance was brilliant, hat trick, I thought the main man there was Jamie Vardy. I thought, although he didn't get on the, he didn't score that, did he? So, or did he score? Did he score? I don't think he scored in that 5-0 win.
No. He got a goal, but the goal was credited to Ampadu, because it was a deflect. Because they were saying that the direction of the ball was going right. I thought it was going in the ball. I thought the goalkeeper would have made a save.
I thought his overall play was fantastic. You know what I mean? Not just goal score. He showed other things in his game as well that came through in that game. And and United has just come off a big European game. That's going to be a close one, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if that goes to penalties, that game.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think Leicester are playing well. I think Leicester are probably going to struggle in this game because they've got key injuries as well. They're missing Harvey Barnes, who gives them that outlet on the counter-attack, and they're also missing Maddison. But
hello? Is it me, or is it Kenny that's gone in there? Hello, Kenny? Hello, Kenny. Sorry, was it me or was it you that's gone? I don't know if it was my internet that's gone or. Are you there, Kenny? Okay, I don't know what's happening there. I don't know what's happened there. Kenny, you there? Oh, this is not a good morning, is it? Just see up there, Jack Wilshere warming up as well. I don't know if he's going to be playing. Actually, it's a cracking goal he scored there. Good goal.
Hello, sorry guys.
I don't know what
Sorry,
happened
guys.
there, Kenny. He was talking. I've just seen on the screen Jack Wilshere warming up, and he looks looks happy and good. Good. I hope he can get a run now, get a good run in the team, and get a good.
Cool.
You know,
I want to apologise for that. It was me, because for some reason, you know how Virgin were giving you trouble. Well, Sky is giving me trouble now in terms of, so I'm using the phone line like you are right now.
Please do not talk to me about Virgin Media, mate. I've had a gut full of it, mate. Anyway, right. So what was I going to say? You were halfway through talking about the Leicester Man United game.
Well, what I was saying about the Leicester Man United game was, in terms of like Man United, well, Leicester first. Leicester have got injuries. Harvey Barnes, they're losing Maddison as well. But in terms of the players they have in replacement, they have Tillemans, who's a bit of a, not so much a playmaker, but he's the boss in midfield. So they still got that outlet. Albrighton's coming for Harvey Barnes, and Iheanacho is like I said, he's become a little of a foil for Jamie Vardy. Saying that, Man United on the away from home are brilliant to the extent that they can actually be very poor and still win away. Like, you know, Luke Shaw said on Thursday they were very poor, but they still managed to prevail. So for me, looking at it logically, I can only see Man United winning because of the pace they have in that team. If they keep Rashford fit, then I think that they're going to win this game.
And to score?
I'm going for Man United 2-0. I think if Pogba's fit now, I think from the end of the season, I think if they keep Pogba fit and keep Rashford fit, I think Man United were going to be very, very difficult to beat from the end of the season. I think they'll secure second place just over Leicester, and I think that they'll be very difficult to beat in the cup competitions that they're in.
Right, on to the Premier League. That's what the show's all about. But as we haven't got that many games to talk about this weekend, I think the first one I'm going to go into is Brighton against Newcastle. This is an interesting scrap. This is both teams at the bottom end really fighting. This is a proper 6-pointer. This one. I fancy. I don't know. There's something about Newcastle at the moment. I don't know. I just fancy Brighton. They both are struggling to score. I fancy Brighton just to nick this 1-0.
That's the thing about Brighton, is that everything about Brighton on paper is likable. Like, you like the fact that they got big boys in their team. You like the midfield. You like their forwards, but for a big side, they're very poor on set pieces, and I mean both ends of the field, and they just don't put their chances away, especially with a good approach play. Newcastle are just going to be difficult, make themselves difficult to beat. They're desperate for points. I'm going to go 1-1.
Yeah, I can actually see that 1-1. Yeah, but I just fancied Brighton today because if anyone's going to get out of trouble, I think they definitely will. But both teams have been given hope with Fulham losing last night. So to Leeds, who, by the way, are only 2 points behind Arsenal at the moment. So I don't know. I mean, so you're saying 1-1, yeah? The next game, of course, is the one we're both looking for. Oh, we'll keep that one till the end.
Keep that one to last. Save the best to last.
Save the best one till last, yeah. So what's the other game that's going on? Oh, it's Aston Villa against Tottenham Hotspur. This is a difficult one to predict, Kenny. I'll let you go first on this because
right. I think what's happened.
Spurs are on a bit of a bad run with these games. A lot short of confidence. Looks like the players don't even want to play for the manager anymore. Villa, for me, have hit a bit of a wall for me. They're not, without Grealish, they don't look the same team, do they? I'm not sure if he's back on Sunday, but where'd you go on this one, Kenny?
Well, it's good points you've made, because if you look at Spurs a week ago, everything was fine with Spurs. They won 5 games in a row, pretty comfortably, and had the North London derby they didn't turn up for, and that's bad form. And then what's happened is that they panicked when Zagreb hit the first goal because they started off very conservatively. I think what's happened, according to Laurie, said they didn't follow the game plan that Mourinho set, and what's happening now is that everything is on a low for Spurs, and I think the dressing room, they've got to be low. Losing North London derby is worse, but they always had the game against Zagreb to go by because I think they generally wanted to win this competition because it would never have softened the blow for what happened 2 years ago in Madrid, but it would have been that way to say, yeah, we're an important team in Europe, and it'll give them getting back where they really want to be the top four. But the thing with Tottenham is that they're a wounded animal now. They kind of know what they've got to do. They know Europe's gone. They got a League Cup final and anything can happen. I think, it'll probably get them out of between me and you. I think it's probably going to be a situation where I think it will help Spurs not being in Europe. And I think that as much as I hate to see it happen, I think that they'll be okay tomorrow, because I think what will happen is that if they don't get a reaction to what happened on Thursday, they never will. And I think they'll get a reaction. I think Villa are missing Grealish a lot. I think I'm beginning to see a bit of tiredness. And Ghazi's had a few injuries as well. I can only see Spurs winning this 2-1.
Yeah, I think I can see a draw in this. To be honest with you, I can see a 1-1 draw. So it's you could. Yeah, I just feel that Villa with it, Spurs have got look as if they're on a bit of a down at the moment. Villa look as if they've hit a bit of a wall. So I could say a draw. It could be 1-1 or 0-0. We shall see. We shall see. Going on to the one we're all excited about, Arsenal, West Ham, Arsenal. I'm gonna start with this one. I'm gonna start saying if this game was played a few weeks ago, I would say I'd be very pessimistic about it. I would say we'd be. I think we'd lose the game, but we're not on. Well, no, we lost the other night, but we're on a good run. We played well last week. We look more confident. To me, I watched them against United. They look like as if they've hit a wall. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's starting to hit them a bit now. Come to this end of the season, and I'm quite confident that we can go there and win on Sunday. We haven't got bad. We've got a good record there. I think we've lost once there since the new stadium. I think there was 1-0. I can't remember who scored, but they won 1-0.
Declan Rice got the goal.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Declan Rice got the goal. Yeah, wasn't he playing as a defender then at that time?
Yeah, he was playing. I think he was playing defensive midfield at that time. It was his first goal he scored for the club.
Yeah,
we were there. We were actually behind him. It was actually a corner routine which was messed up by our strikers, and he managed to find the top corner past Leno. Right. And I think that's probably one of our worst performances. Saying that,
what was that? Was that 2 years ago or what? 1 minute.
It was 2 years ago. It was January. It was January 20. It was actually, I think it was the week before we beat Chelsea, because we had a reaction after we were very upset. It was January the 12th, 2019, and it's a week later we beat Chelsea 2-0. So I do remember that quite well.
That was under Emery, wasn't it?
Yes, it was under Unai Emery.
Yeah. But other than that, we lost last season. We won 3-1, didn't we? Or was it 3-1?
Yeah, the Wenger's last season we drew 0-0, and the first game at the Olympic Stadium we won 5-1. So in terms of games against West Ham, they're very. We don't know what West Ham are going to turn up. Last year when we played West Ham, there were a lot of turmoil under change of managers, and they were very disorganised. And we won
3-1 last year when we weren't in a good run, was we? When
Well, both teams were in a bad run. I think the problem we've got, Arsenal. The problem Arsenal have got is, I think it'd be fatigue. I think mentally and physically, in terms of West Ham have had a break in the last couple of weeks, They're not in the FA Cup no more. They haven't had to play any midweek games for the last 2 weeks. We have. So, you know,
So I think
Sunday,
that can work against you. You could be a bit right. Yeah.
No, I think what's happened right now is that a lot of West Ham fans are upset and angry about their performance last week against Man United. I think Moyes got his tactics wrong. Moyes wanted to play the conservative style, which failed him at Man United, failed him at Everton, and failed him at a lot of clubs he's been at, like Sunderland. And I think that with Moyes, if he unleashes the whip and takes the reins off, I think that we're going to have a very, very exciting game. If West Ham catches us cold, which they're going to do, which they could do, then I think it's going to be very difficult for us tomorrow. What with the fatigue and what with us in our inability to hold of teams who start quickly, I really worry about Arsenal. I can only see I think, and it's going to hurt me to say this, I think West Ham are going to win tomorrow. I think it'll be 2 or 3-1.
Ooh.
Only because
I
think the problem is that we got Bukayo Saka. We rely on him very much, and we don't know what his fitness is like. He didn't play. We took him off against Spurs. He didn't play on Thursday. You know, if we're going to want to win away from home on a counter attack, we're very much going to need him as well, because him and Emil Smith-Rowe changed the tempo of our game, especially on a counter attack. And obviously Smith-Rowe could do it, but it's Saka that normally does it.
Funny enough, you should say that, because I thought in the second half, although we got the winner in the second half, I thought our fluency was more in the first half. And even though he wasn't playing that well, and I've noticed that the second half we won the game, but we haven't got. You're right. Without Saka, we don't have that same fluency.
But I think it's the thing about it is that you can see. I know he's one of the most foul players in the Premiership, and what he does is that he protects the ball. Like when he's got his back to the play, he protects the ball, and then what happens is that if you get tight on Saka, he spins and he goes at you. And I think that sort of helps us, because when the Saka spins and he runs, Smith-Rowe knows he's going to run. Aubameyang, if he plays or lets it, think right, he's running, and defenders. And now what's happening? He's making defenders nervous. So what we're going to do is we're going to make runs off him when he's on the ball. And I think what Saka gives us as well. If you play him on the right hand side, he'll hit the ball first time with a cross. On the left hand side, and the right hand side he'll check, blah blah. And then what will happen is that he's got that ability to put a pass or cross on a plate for a striker. So I think if he plays tomorrow, then I think we'll have a chance and we'll play very well. If he doesn't play, then I don't. Although Pepe technically is better than Saka, in terms of being in tune with the team, I don't think that he's on the wavelength of the team at the moment, and I don't think the players are on his wavelength. He doesn't cross the ball early enough for me. So I really think West Ham, if they start quickly, then they've got a very good chance of winning this game.
I just see that they're taking the knee. I just see one player didn't take the knee in there.
Yeah, is that a Bournemouth player?
Yeah, Solanke.
Yeah, I think what's happening right now is that obviously I'm going to talk about it, and it's not related to the show, and I don't want to offend anyone. But if you look at the situation in terms of next season moving forward, Richard Masters has said that people will be taking it to the end of the season. Now, I generally believe that with full crowds, I don't think full crowds in this country are going to be amenable to that. And I think maybe football are going to be working towards not doing that, because I think I still think that there's be opposition to it. And also I think what's happening is that there's a lot of players who won't take the knee because they see it as a symbol, a gesture, but they want action. So it's a well-meaning gesture.
Yeah. I agree on that, because it's all very well doing all this, but talk is cheap, isn't it? Really,
I think action has to happen. I think what's happening is that education has to happen. People are going the right way in terms of talking about situations. Unfortunately, for some people is that you're going to see a lot of situations where people, if they don't conform to the new mantra, and I'm not just talking about kick it out and racism, but also the situation involved with women, sexism, and obviously the situation we had with paedophilia from the 70s and Barry Bonnell. I think right now is that football needs to take a grip of themselves, and attitudes have to change. Because if you're in the game now and your attitudes are not right, you'll lose your job, and there will be a cancel culture because we are going in a different direction where there's no turning back now in terms of how we want to go forward with all sorts of discrimination in sports.
Right. Can't say any more better than that. So overall, you're happy with. By the way, I'm going to talk to you about the draw as well, Kenny.
That's all right.
Are you happy with the draw?
I think what's happened is I always look at it as the business end of the season. I think that if any team, all the 8 teams have got to the quarterfinals, in my opinion, I think they have to be good teams. They have to be playing good football. They have to be doing something right. And to do well in cup competitions, you have to be able to defend. You have to be able to keep the ball, and you have to be able to score goals. And I think that every tie isn't going to be easy. I think the big mistake that a lot of big teams have made in this competition is that they've looked ahead rather than look at the opponents. And I think Arsenal will be mistaken if they think that Slavia Prague is going to be an easy game, because it's not going to be an easy game because of the fact that they've played well in this competition. You have to take in consideration their results against Rangers and Leicester City previously, especially in the away legs as well. We're at home first. So for me, I really do believe that it's one of those things where we have to concentrate in Slavia Prague, forget about the prospects of playing Villarreal or Man United in the final. Obviously, you've got one eye on that, but I think Slavia Prague's going to be a really, really, really hard game for us in terms of the fact that they're a compact and complete side, and they will do their homework on Arsenal. And I think what's happening is that, we're going to need to keep Saka fit and keep our relative first 11 fit, and we're going to have to get out the sloppiness and the slow tempo out of the game, because if we don't, they're going to body us. So I do understand people's optimism and thinking, well, we avoided Man United, we avoided Roma, we avoided the other sides in there. But let's face it, only good teams are in the competition there.
Yeah, I know that. What I'm trying to say, Kenny, is it's not I would say it's an easy group, but it's the easiest group route we could have got to the final.
It's on paper.
For example, we could have played Man United in the quarters and Ajax in the semis. Something like it's that. That's what I meant. I don't mean it's.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I think it's you always want to avoid certain teams, but I look at it this way: is that I think what's happening is that whoever's in our side of the group are going to be thinking the same sort of thing. Arsenal, they're going to look at Arsenal and think, you know what, they're beatable. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they beat us. But this season, they're beatable. And I think that's what we just have to go against. But yeah, if you ask me, would I be happy that I'm not playing Man United in the quarterfinals and Roma and Ajax? I'll shake your hand and say, mate, yes, I don't want to play those teams. So yeah, you've got a good point there. Man United, you think with Man United, you don't know if Man United are going to turn up. But when Pogba and Fernandes are in the team, and Marcus Rashford's playing with a lot of pace, even though we've got a good record against them, they haven't beaten us in the league since. Wow, they haven't beaten us in the league since for 3 years when they won 2-1. Is that true? No, they haven't, and they beat us in the cup 2 years ago. So
I can't remember the last time they beat us in the league.
Yeah, so in terms of historically, we've got a good record against them, but it's Man United, isn't it? You don't really want to play them.
We won there this season away. I think we drew there last time away, didn't we?
We drew.
Yes. That was wasn't that the game where the
VAR saved us? VAR.
But how that linesman could get? I mean, I'm not being funny. That was incredible. That he missed.
Mind you, you were at the game, weren't you? I was watching it on the watch along with Leah Chig.
All right, yeah.
You at the match, yeah. So what's happened is that I don't think when you guys were at Old Trafford, I don't think you realised it was onside. But when we were watching it in the at home through the TV, we could tell on the replays that he was well onside.
Yeah. I couldn't believe he got that wrong from where he was. I'm sorry. You know what? But they changed the rule now. You know that Solskjaer got really annoyed about that because the linesman's put his flag up. You know, before they weren't. They waited till the. And I always said that. And I never understood that why they didn't do that in the first place. You know what? He didn't. He put his flag up. So he's saying that United players stopped because that flag went up, and that's what they were aggrieved about the goal.
I can understand the situation, but rules are rules, and Solskjaer doesn't know the rules. He doesn't know the rules.
No, hold on. If you're playing a game and you see that and you're defending, you see the linesman put his flag up, and you stopped, didn't you? You automatically stopped, didn't you?
Yeah, I have to admit, the Arsenal fan in me is saying Solskjaer stopped being salty, but yes, really and truly, the game stopped.
That's why they changed it. That's why they have changed it.
Yeah, but you know what I said. Yeah, you're right. I do agree with Solskjaer, and I do agree with you on that. But the Arsenal fan in me says that we needed that point because things were difficult at that time for Unai Emery and for the football club.
Yeah.
But moving forwards, Ajax just keep on producing great players. They got, and Ten Hag is an excellent coach, and Roma as well. They're going. Obviously they're doing well doing relatively well in. They're in okay in Serie A because they're I think they're outside the. Are they in the top 4 in Serie A?
Yeah, I was told by an Italian who watches a lot of Serie A. They're a very good a very attacking side, dangerous going forward. But what they do concede a lot of goals as well. So, be interesting how they approach the game against if it is United. If they do beat Ajax and play United, be interesting how they approach that game. But they are a very attacking side. So. I want to address this point here. It says, Claude, this is Chris, you're confident every game saying we will win with a laughing emoji. Listen, as I said before, if this game was 2 weeks ago, I would have said we'd get beat. But I'm looking at the game at the time. And I've been right, haven't I? I was right about the Spurs game. I've got that spot on, actually. I think I've got the correct score on that as well. So I think I'm right about this one. I just feel right that if you're looking at the way the teams are going into it, we're on a bit of the up. They've had a bit of a defeat, so why can't we beat them? And
I think the thing about it is that it's the business end of the season, and it's now and ever. I think, and you've got obviously you look. The thing about it is that you're being optimistic because you're looking at our players and you're thinking, hang on, this is on paper. This is a very good team.
Yeah, Southampton.
And, I take the lead. Who scored? Adams.
It's an own goal here. I'm going to just check it again. 1 minute. Mind you, this could be off here. I think he's off here. 1 minute.
What, with an own goal?
I think it's an own goal. Yeah, it's an own goal. Yeah.
The guy who crossed it, is he offside? It's the guy who crossed it offside.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought it's gone to VAR, mate. He looks off to me. Yeah, he's definitely off.
Whoever's who's created the assist, he's off. If it's an offside position, it's got to go. It's chalked off. As long as the ball doesn't come off an opposition, as long as there's a ball isn't passed back by an opposition player.
All these lines, but wait a minute. Offside, mate.
Yeah.
Offside. Well, you seen it yourself?
No. All I'm trying to say is, I think with in terms of own goals, you have to look at the guy who actually created the situation, whether he's in an offside position.
Well, the ball was played on the halfway line. The guy made a run into the went around, and then crossed it. Yeah, so
it's got to be the guy making the cross. Then he's got to be offside.
Yeah, he was the one offside. He was definitely one. He was when the ball was played to him originally. He was just slightly offside. I looked at it again. So VAR's saved the day for Bournemouth there. That's one thing I will agree on. Offsides and goal line ones because they are factual. You can see that straight away. With all the other decision, it's all subjective with referees. One referee says what makes the other referee any more different to it? It's got to be given to the referee who's actually on the pitch has to have the decision. So anyway, well, we could argue that all day long about that, but I know people. I think the VAR is just introduced for people's entertainment. So for TV entertainment, I'm sure it is, because it's taken the emotion out of goal scoring. It's taken everything out of the game. But I'm sounding like a broken record, aren't I? Because I keep going on about this.
No, not at all. There's nothing wrong with it, because I think what's happening in terms of VAR, I think what's happening is that we like our football fast in this country. We like it. We enjoy the frenetic nature of the game, and I think VAR is going to take a long time to be accepted in this country, because
by the way, I saw a decision on the cricket pitch the other day, a catch where I think it was the One Day International, where the guy caught it. It went on the thing, and it looked like he hit the ground, right? But it went on the because it was inconclusive. They went on the original umpire's decision. But
that's me, it was David Milan, wasn't it? David Milan, and Kohli was saying it hit the ground. Yes.
You know, they won it. I think they won it eventually. The game they won eventually, didn't they? That was some game, by the way, because I was watching. That was in fraud with that the fourth, because it looked like England might just at the end.
Archer in it,
and then he just he messed it up at the end. But I thought the right was on the wall when they got Stokes out. By the way, once he went out, because if Stokes would have stayed in, they would have won the game, England. But that's what it is. He played a stupid shot and it cost them the game, didn't he? Anyway, that's my cricket knowledge. I'm not as knowledgeable as Kenny on that. But did you think that was out, or did you think when you looked at it again, Kenny, on that?
I think what's happened is I've seen them not given out. I've seen them being overturned because of the.
No, but on your eye, do you think that hit the ground? He had the thing on the ground.
In real time, I just thought it was a very good catch. In real time, so I have to go with what I saw in real time. And I went with the umpire, but I could see why Kohli was upset.
Yeah. That could be. It's going to great final game now. It's all up for grabs, isn't it? Now, final. Is it tomorrow?
I think so. Yes, it is.
It's on the same time as the Arsenal game, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Which is a shame. You have to record it then, Kenny.
No, the thing is, we got. I think Sky, because they share the rights, they can show the highlights of the match. Because I think what was happening is that with the test matches, I don't think Channel 4 had a highlights package, only live rights.
Oh, yes. Right. So what, Sky do the highlights as well, do they?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think we've covered most things today. Anything you want to add to this, Kenny? That you've
I think in terms of what the whole season, as such, we now come to the business end of the season. In terms of like the amount of games, I think in terms of like morally, mentally, we still have to believe there's a chance of getting to Europe, and we have to be at it in every Premiership game. We have to see West Ham tomorrow as an opportunity to. If we win, we've beaten two potential rivals into getting to Europe. So a win is a must for Arsenal. Anything less than a win is not doable, because I don't see how Arsenal can have any ambitions of gate crashing the European places if they don't win tomorrow. And then if they win tomorrow, then they've got Liverpool as well. I think Arsenal have to win every game this season if they're going to want to get into the European places.
What about Champions League places? Is that still on, Kenny? Because if they win about 9 out of their last 10, is that still on?
Well, you look at the situation is that Arsenal 30 points. You have to remember the teams that got the Champions League last season got 66 points.
Yeah,
Leicester got 66 points. It could be, but I always say
the team at the top is not going to get 100 points. The two,
Man City. You got to look at. All right, you have to look at it this way. We've played Spurs, beaten them. We're playing West Ham. We're playing Liverpool, who are going to be difficult to beat, especially away from Anfield. We've got Everton as well. That's going to be a hard game because I'm talking about rivals, who potential rivals to get in Europe, and then we got Chelsea as well, away, who I don't believe are going to be in the top two. So they're going to top four. So I think what's happening now, we have to win every game as well as those games if we want to make things interesting, and that is a blueprint. Failure to do that means that we're probably going to stay in 10th place, and it could be a situation where people are going to ask questions about the progress because, again, I don't really want us to worry about the Europa League.
If we win the Europa League, I think no one will care where we finish.
Well, I think people are going to be euphoric and celebrate. Of course, they should do.
Yeah, but no one
in Europe for 27 years.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be great to win a European trophy as well. Although, to be honest with you, I consider it like the European Losers Cup.
Yeah, I hear you, but Claude, I don't want a situation where that's putting our eggs in one basket. I still want, and I still think that moving forward in the league, it will look better for Arteta if the results in the league and we go on a winning run.
As far as the public and the Arsenal public, it's not just about me and you, Kenny. As far as the Arsenal public are concerned, 90% will say, well, look, we've qualified for the Champions League, and that's it, mate. They won't be thinking...
But I think what's happened is you look at the situation, right, is that, we had a situation we beat Spurs, so players who had doubts, fans who had doubts about Mikel have probably gone the other way and started to back him. And I think that what will happen is that the doubts for Mikel, I'm just talking about Mikel, the manager, the coach, if we start picking up points in the league, I think that is going to be more beneficial than winning the Europa League. Obviously, the Europa League is another trophy, but he's no fool. Your league performances are going to be a barometer. If he wins all these league games, then what will happen is that I think it'll be more encouraging for people who are behind him than it would be than winning the cup. But the cup will stay in a lot of memories, especially if we beat Man United if we get to the final. But I think leagues are more important.
Yeah, I agree, and I agree on that point. I think at the end of the day, the aim for this club now is to get in the Champions League, and the way if you win the Europa League, you're through.
Well, that's a guarantee. That's a guarantee, and I think that's the
guarantee. That guarantees you a Champions League spot. I don't know whether
as well.
I don't know whether that, because if say Liverpool finish outside the top four and win the Champions League, I think even fourth place might not be good enough. I think because what will happen is they won't allow 6 teams to go in, will they? Oh, I'm just thinking, the team wins it outside the top four. Say Liverpool don't make the top four and they win it, and Arsenal win it and say the Europa League. That means there'll be 6 teams. They won't have 6 teams, so the fourth place team will not be good enough. So that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, because you're right. Because look what happened. Look what happened in 2012 when Spurs finished 4th, and Chelsea went on to win the Champions League because they were 6th position.
But even then, they let Liverpool in, but that was a one-off, and. Actually, you can have 5 in, but they won't have another one. When it comes to 6 now, when it comes to another place, automatically the 4th one will drop out. I'm sure I saw that rule. You can't have 6 clubs in the Champions League. Remember when Liverpool had to go as a non-English into who was it that went in? Who was it that went in instead of them?
No, you're talking about the situation because I think the situation was in 2005. Liverpool, the UEFA made a glick because they didn't prepare for the fact that Liverpool were going to win the Champions League. So even if Liverpool won the Champions League, there were no guarantee. They didn't have a space for them in the competition, which was embarrassing because they were hoping Because remember, 2000 when Real Madrid finished outside the top four, La Liga took away the Champions League place from. I think it was from another team. I don't know. I forget the team. I'll research it later. And they said, right, even though you qualify for the top four, we're not nominating you. We're nominating Real Madrid because they won the competition. So what UEFA wanted in 2005, they wanted the Premier League to do that to Everton and nominate Liverpool. The Premier League refused. Said no, they've won it on merit. So UEFA had to have a situation where they had to shoehorn Liverpool into some playoff positions, matches, and then what happens is once Liverpool.
And then after that, they made a rule, didn't they? They said, "Well, we'll allow it."
Because what's happened is that Liverpool didn't get country protection, so they're actually in the group stage of the Champions League in 2005, 2006 with Chelsea. So they didn't get the country protection.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. They allowed it because after that, remember Spurs had
Chelsea
won it, so then they got knocked. They couldn't go in it, so they changed it. But now you can have 5 teams, but it has to be the team that wins the Europa League. So what will happen is that the team that finishes 4th will not be in the Champions League next season. If a team who finishes outside the top 4 wins, and even Man United finish outside the top 4 as well, it could happen there.
You want a situation where we kind of know that the top 3 is going to be Man United, so Man City and Man United, and it should be Leicester, but we kind of accept that Man United are going to finish either 2nd or 3rd. So if they get to Champions League the Europa League final, I think they'll be more relaxed than say a team. So for instance, if Man United are playing Arsenal, and they say Man United finish 4th and they're playing Arsenal in the Europa League final, that's actually it's in essence
that might work to our advantage, because if United are already in the Champions League, they might be not up for it as much as we are.
Like Chelsea 2 years ago, isn't it?
Mind you, yeah. Having said that, yeah. You're right. Yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, it's a trophy. Yeah. You've beaten me on that one, mate. Yeah. We should have been more up for it than Chelsea. Yet they were more up for it than us, weren't we?
Well, yeah.
Anyway, we're going to end it tonight. Thank you all for the comments in the box. Kenny, thank you once again for coming on. Sorry about all the early problems that you had. I hope everything is sorted there. And yeah, take care, everyone. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the football over the weekend. Enjoy the FA Cup, I should say. And hold on. Enjoy the FA Cup. Oh, what's happened there now? Oh, Jesus. What's happened?
What's that? The match?
I just lost something there for a minute. Yeah, enjoy the FA Cup, and we'll see you in later. What was it? See you along for the watch along. Oh, no. We're back today again. Sorry, 4 o'clock. Sorry, I forgot all about it. 4 o'clock, Arsenal West Ham preview. I think it's with Dom from West Ham. He's coming along, so that should be good. Terry and me, Dom from West Ham. So that's at 4 o'clock. That was put in late last night, so I didn't know until this morning. So, yeah, 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll be back. Claude and the Bancers will be back. Yeah, so it's not that long to go. So, take care, everyone, and speak to you all soon. Bye for now.